Welcome back to the Auto Insider, where you come to find out what's new, what's hot, and what's not in the automotive industry. This week we have the 2023 Toyota Corolla Cross. This is an entry-level SUV from Toyota. It's all-wheel drive. It's got all the safety features you need, but it lacks any extra fluff or excitement. But there's a place for this vehicle, and there's a customer for it. It may be you. Well, let's see how the Toyota Corolla Cross stacks up to the competition. And as soon as you enter the Corolla Cross, you know it's all business. Not a lot of fluff, not a lot of playing in here. Now that doesn't mean it doesn't have everything that you need in a compact SUV these days, because it does. We have a wireless charger, USB charging ports, heated seats for both front seat passengers, touchscreen infotainment system, you have cruise control, lane keep assist, you have smart cruise control with Distronic, you have auto headlights, and rain sensing windshield wipers. So while it's not a bunch here, it has everything that we think you'll need. That is, unless it's power that you need. This 2-liter 4-cylinder made it to the CVT transmission. It's not going to win any races out here, but it does get pretty good fuel economy. We're averaging about 27.4 miles per gallon. And for a 5-passenger small SUV with decent cargo capacity, that's not bad. So if you got a young one going off to college, this may be one you want to send them in. That is, if you can fork over $32,000 for this XLE version, which is one I'd recommend because it comes loaded with all the goodies. And by goodies, I mean things like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. While you do have to use this cord to get them up and running, it does emulate what's from your phone right here on the screen. And then when we come over here to the instrument cluster, everything is laid out neatly, all the information that you need, and you can even go here on your steering wheel and change the way some of those messages show up on your screen. Like all of your Toyota Safety Sense 2.0 features, pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, full speed range dynamic radar cruise control, lane departure alert with steering assist, lane tracing assist, automatic high beams, road signs, and things like directions, tire pressure. All of your pertinent information is right here where you can get to it. So in this 2023 Toyota Corolla Cross, you have the all-wheel drive system. In the Southeast, one of the big questions I get is, Daryl, why do you always talk about and recommend all-wheel drive? Well, it's for days like today, when it's been raining 3, 4, 5 days in a row, wherever you are, and you start to get water puddling on the road. The more tires that you have that are gaining traction and that are making contact with the road, and they can aid in propelling your vehicle forward. Having that additional grip by 2 other tires just adds for a little bit more confidence from the driver in the ability of the vehicle to stay firmly planted on the road. You're not going to get this whole feeling that you can go off-road in this vehicle, but at the same time, you do have an elevated sense of confidence knowing that the all-wheel drive system is going to make sure that power is going to wheels that have traction. So as you might be able to tell, I've activated the smart cruise control, and it does have lane keep assist, which is this button here, and it does have Distronic, which actually determines the distance that I want to keep from the vehicle ahead of me. So I have those things set so that it will work with this cruise control feature. However, as you probably can tell from the video, this is not as advanced as some of the other level 2 autonomous or level 1 autonomous vehicles we drive, because while it will give you an alert that you're going out of your lane, it does very little to keep you in your lane. So this is one of those systems that, though it does work and it is a convenience, it does require constant input and attention from the driver. And right now, I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's actually slowing the vehicle down. As I pull over into this lane, you'll see as I come up behind this red car, it's actually slowing down. I'm not having any input into how this is working. So the distance control works well. It's great for road trips. So if you got a young person going off to college, this is the vehicle of choice. You can at least know they have some level of passive safety systems to keep them safe on their drive. Still, at this point, I am still not having any input on the speed of the vehicle. It is actually measuring the speed of the vehicle ahead of me it's keeping in mind the distance that I wanted to keep, and it's keeping me that distance from the vehicle ahead of me. It's amazing to me how the vehicle knows on the curve that vehicle is still there and what the distance should be. I really am impressed with these new passive safety features in our vehicles today. So while it's not autonomous driving, and I know that's what a lot of automakers are trying to go to, it is something that does add another level of safety, especially for new young drivers. I don't know if I would teach them how to drive with a feature like this, but once they've been driving for a couple of years and they're starting to make those spring break road trips, driving home for the holidays, things of that nature, this is something that could potentially give them another layer of safety while they're on the road. And for those of you that may be considering the Corolla Cross as a family vehicle, that's not a bad idea either. There's decent leg room here in the second row. You have cup holders in the doors, cup holders here in the armrest. You have 2 USB charging ports and AC vents. Now, there's not a third climate control. And I would like to have seen the AC vents up here like so many other automakers are doing now. But you have seat back pocket over there, none on this side. It's not so bad here in this second row though. And regardless of size, when you're looking for an SUV or a crossover, one of the things most people look for is cargo capacity and ease of access. Even though this is an entry-level model for a crossover, it's fully loaded with things like power remote liftgate. So that's one thing we check off our list that can make this Corolla Cross hot. Now, once you get here to this cargo area, you see there's good cargo space here, and my favorite, cargo cup. If you're gonna be sending people off to school, you're gonna be carrying your wares around, you wanna cover them up and keep them away from prying out. This cargo cover is also removable, so you can fold down this 60/40 folding second row seat for additional cargo. And as you can see, there is plenty of cargo space with those 60/40 second row seats folded down. There's even a little extra space here on the sides that you can put things in that you don't want to roll around. Not gonna be a lot of capacity, but it's there if you need it. Then here, below the floor, is a full-size spare. So you're sending your young one off to college, you can do it with a bit of confidence. And one more bonus to the Corolla Cross, you have even a power closing and locking rear tailgate. That's all the time we have this week on the Auto Insider, but for more of what's new, what's hot, and what's not, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and download the SoundCloud app and listen to all of our reviews in their entirety. The 2023 Toyota Corolla Cross. For a small crossover, this thing has everything that you could need for a small family or college student, or maybe even a recent college graduate. If you're looking for a little more spice in your life, you may want to look at something else. The acceleration on here is subpar. The noise from the 4-cylinder and that CVT sometimes encroaches on this cabin a bit too much. But if you need a utilitarian vehicle that you know will last you for years and years and years, this Toyota Corolla Cross may be in your future. Until next week, I'm Daryl Killian for the Auto Insider.